the channel, we open the door, we get on the floor, and I walk the dinosaur with Dinosaurs Earl Sinclair from NECA.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another NECA Dinosaurs unboxing and review. And today on the channel, we got the father figure of the dinosaur clan. We've got Earl Sinclair. But for all your Earl Sinclair dinosaur needs and anything else NECA related, make sure you're hitting up Entertainment Earth. Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10% on all in-stock items. Anything over $79 does ship free. Got to get a deal out there. And of course, we're going to do this dinosaur unboxing like we do all the other unboxings on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. So without further ado, let's see what old Earl Sinclair is up to. And of course, we unboxed Baby Sinclair a couple of weeks ago. So if you missed that review, check that one out on the channel. But there it is on the packaging design. Classic dinosaur logo. I'm ready for TGIF. Somebody order the pizza. I'm going to sit on the couch and I'm going to hang with Mr. Cooper, see what's up with DJ Tanner and the rest of the Tanner gang. My old friend John Stamos, good friend of the channel, John Stamos. We'll tell you guys that story one day. But we'll get Earl Sinclair and the dinosaurs as well. And we all remember the dinosaurs from the 90s TV. I think most people were familiar with them. Happy Meal toys, toys out there. A lot of people knew dinosaurs. Even if they didn't watch it, they knew what this was about. And that's why it translates so well into action figures and nostalgia, of course, in general. But looking good right here. Earl Sinclair right at the bottom. Beautiful glamour shot. Dinosaurs Earl Sinclair. We say so. Here's old Earl and dinosaurs right there. Then on the back, of course, the many looks of one Earl Sinclair, or maybe that's his whole family reunion. Who knows? We also get a little tail of the tape down here, a little blurb action. And of course, usual with NECA, got a little glamour shot over here, got the big bubble window. We're ready to rock and roll. Dare I say even strut and stroll. We'll see, we'll see. But let's take a look at this packaging here. The Sinclairs are your average family with one big difference. They're taking dinosaurs, they're talking dinosaurs, living in the year 60,000,003 BC. Oh, beautiful that time of year, just until you know what happened. Jim Henson's Creatures for Dinosaurs made this early 1990s show a comedy hit that's still certifiably fresh. Is it? Is it? I don't know. Now you can bring home a little bit of the Jurassic with NECA's detailed action figures. It does say, Earl Sinclair is the patriarch of the original reptilian prehistoric nuclear family and an all-around good guy. Just a hard-working guy. Includes TV remote, a six-pack of what? I don't know. Captain's hat, Fernhill mug, interchangeable head, and don't forget the hands as well. So all kinds of accessories here with old Earl Sinclair. Ages 14 and up, kids. Not going to touch old Earl Sinclair. Sorry about your luck. There it goes. Any cool background here? Not really. Pretty foggy in the background there. But there it is. See you later. Goodbye. Earl Sinclair, Twist Tie City. There he is in the plastic prison. I'm going to take him offline, get all this cut out, get the tape cut, and we'll be back talking all things Dinosaurs Earl Sinclair. All right, we got Earl Sinclair out of the package and possibly one of the famous Earls of all time. I don't know. Is there any other Earls out there? The Duke of Earl? Earl the Pearl Monroe, maybe, possibly. Oh, shout out. My dad knows all about Earl Monroe. Dad, come back to the channel, Dad. We miss you. We miss you. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know if there's any other Earls I can think of. But Earl Sinclair, a name everybody knows if you grew up in the 90s. But we're going to do this like we normally do. We're going to grab some accessories here. And what do we got? We're going to start it off. We're going to mix it up here. We're going to start with the six-pack. Six-pack of what? Six-pack of Lava Lager. Some of the best lager you'll ever have is Lava Lager, of course. We got a nice six-pack. Of course, he's a hard-working man, a blue-collar man. He's coming home. He's getting himself some PBR, some Lava Lager, something like that. I remember when I was a little kid working in a grocery store, and I was probably 16. I think you had to be 16 to do the registers. And I always said, put me on Express. Put me on the Express checkout, because I didn't like these long lines and stuff. It got old. No long lines for me. But there was a guy who, when I was 16 till I probably left that store when I was like 21, and then I left and went to college, came back, or 19, whatever it was. I was there for a few years checking, came back after college, got back in the saddle again like a young Aerosmith. That guy was always coming through my line. Every single night he would buy a case of PBR. Yes, a full case of PBR. He would buy it every single night. And it was like clockwork. And then he'd get some kind of cigarettes. And that was back when cigarettes were behind you. And I just knew. He'd come up. I knew exactly what he wanted. Every single night. Lo and behold, and he had a huge Great Dane. A Great Dane, like a young Scooby-Doo is what he had. But he bought that every year for years and years and years, came through my line. And then I moved on into my normal career, stuff like that. But I still being in the business, would go into that store on a regular basis. He would still be there. And then one night I was there, or one day I was there, and I asked one of the managers, I said, hey, I haven't seen, I usually see, and I didn't even know, I just called him the PBR guy. I said, I usually see this guy around. What happened? He died. Yes, he died. Absolutely insanity. But that guy probably drank more PBR than anyone in the world. He drank a full case like every single night. Can't be good for your body. So long story short, moderation. Moderation at the end of the day, including lava lager. Story time with Kyle, commence. But now let's dive in here. Let's dive into some hands. How about? Everybody loves a hand or two. Unfortunately, Earl Sinclair, apparently things at the office are going to be okay. Something on the work side will be all right because no fists of fury here. He doesn't need to throw a fist at anybody, but he might have to give him the point, as we do got the pointer fingers, give you one of those. And when I think of Earl Sinclair, I think of him pointing. It always is like he was in the kitchen and he'd be like this. There'd be a finger going up. That's kind of how I remember him visually in my head. So makes sense right there. We do get a gripping hand here. We do get a splayed out hand here. And then we got a little bit of a shaka bra hand. He's giving a little bit of that kind of thing. He's going to hang 10. Who knows what he might be up to. And then a straight up splayed out hand here. And then full on splayed out hands over on this side. So choose your own hand adventure. Just do not choose a fist at the end of the day. Then we get a very cool coffee mug here. It's like Earl with a corncob pipe, like a young Popeye once again. Got the captain's hat going on. Nice little coffee cup, or whatever he's putting in there, but looking good. One of those accessories you could use something else if you really wanted to. We do get the TV remote once again. I think we got this same thing with Baby Sinclair. This one's in gold. Was that one silver? I'd have to go back and look at the video, but another TV remote. Gotta have a TV remote, no doubt about it. You do get a captain's hat, like a young Captain Joe Shoes, or Kyle on the golf course. Of course, when I go golfing, I dress to impress out there. I got the wild pants on, and I also have a captain's hat I got on the Motorhead cruise, so I always wear that when I go golfing out there. And I try not to golf if I don't have to, but sometimes work makes you. But a captain's hat here, throw that on here. That is on brand for Earl Sinclair. Like little things like that, a little touch really makes this figure feel totally different by adding just that hat to him. So here for that as I throw the hat on the floor. There it goes. Now let's dive into the figure, but let's dive into the two heads here. Straight out of the package, we got a happy Earl Sinclair. He's just happy to be here. A bit of a smile on his face, I would say. Got big old eyes, looking very friendly eyes, warm eyes. Got a little bit of scales up there on the top of the head, a little green on the top here, a little yellow underneath, so he's got a little green and yellow, and that only means one thing if they put green and yellow in. Oakland A's fan. Yes, even back in the Jurassic period, the A's, their legend loomed large, I do believe. So looking good here. Got the big old flannel going on. I guess we'll get into that. We'll get into this head here first. We do get the second head, which is very interesting head. A little open mouth. I like that it's drastically different. We got some teeth going on. His teeth look good, but he looks like he might possibly have a case of, yes, you heard it here first, gingivitis. Yes, gingivitis. It'll get you. You know, I've never had a cavity, and I'm holding on to that. Never had a cavity, but he's got some rough gums in here. They look like they might even be bleeding. Maybe like a young bleeding gums Murphy. Who knows? But he does have a little bit of bloodiness in his gums around his teeth, but he does got an open mouth. I like that. Everything else very similar except the eyes. The eyes are off to the side. He's got a little of that side eye going on. Like a young Todd McFarlane. Shout out to Todd McFarlane over there on the couch. Once again, but looking good here. I think I might end up using this head. It's got a little bit more personality, and a little pizzazz goes a long way on your shelf, that's for sure. But now we'll get into this flannel here, looking once again like a young Mick Foley. How many names am I going to drop in this episode here? I don't know. The hits keep on coming, like a young Mike Nesmith. Man, they keep on coming. But nice little flannel here. Of course, you know, he worked out in the woods and trees and stuff like that. Not sure the exact job he had, but he was always out in the construction site. kind of like a lumberjack flannel going on right here. Once again, you get the green skin, the yellow down to the hands here. Of course, hands going to be removable, as we do know. But a big figure. Almost reminds me of Slythe from the Thundercats Super 7. Kind of a similar weight to it and also feel. It's almost like a big chunk of plastic. Not tons and tons of articulation. But a guy like him doesn't have tons of articulation. But very squatty, very top or lower bottom heavy, I should say. Now, this tail did come separately, plugged in extremely easy. I did not have to heat this up. That's always a good day at the office, as we know. But let's walk through the articulation, and let's walk with the tail first here. So you get one movement on the end, another movement, another movement, another movement, and then a big movement here. So plenty of articulation on this tail. Choose your own tail articulation adventure at the end of the day. Head's going to be removable. Little side-to-side action. I see a little breakthrough of paint going on here. So they put this head on a little quick because you get some of that white shirt underneath the flannel paint on the back there. So buyer beware, buyer beware. But the head is removable on this guy, as we know. He does got arms. Don't really go all around, but you do get some side-to-side, up and down. A little bit of movement, not tons of movement, of course, here. Single jointed elbow, very tight elbow on this guy. Hands back forth, hands removable. No waist articulation. Oh, no, take that back. It's just a little bit higher than I thought it was. So we do get waist articulation. Decent movement right there. Big old belly underneath, looking almost like something that would make Jabba the Hutt blush at the end of the day. You do get the legs here. You can splay those out pretty good. Those do go out pretty good. I'm glad they have that there. You do get a little knee movement, a little side to side, not a ton of movement, but you do get some. You do get same thing out of the ankles, just a little bit of side to side, a little bit of movement there, not a ton. He does got holes in his feet. I guess we could check the ringside stand, but you really have no need for a stand with this guy. Absolute zero need for him, but he does fit on the Mattel ringside collectible stand for those keeping track at home. But no issues with this guy jumping off your table, your desk, your display, whatever. He is very bottom heavy, and he's got a nice base on him, especially with that tail in the back. So should be no issues with old Earl Sinclair. And of course, baby Sinclair, not the mama, all day long. We did get him earlier. Have to imagine we're going to fill out the rest of the family. Maybe we'll get Earl's boss one of these days. Wasn't that old Sherman Helmsley? He would be a great friend of the channel if he was still alive. Of course, Sherman Helmsley did pass away, unfortunately, but everybody loves George Jefferson, one of the all-time greats, but he would have been great on this channel as a friend of the channel, but he was in Dinosaurs. I believe he was Earl Sinclair's boss. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong on that. But I definitely like this Earl Sinclair. I like baby Sinclair. This is one of those items here that's very nostalgic. I can see a lot of people that do not buy action figures seeing this out in the market, seeing this on sale or something, and picking this up because, man, a flood of memories will come back. They'll want to put this on their desk or their table or wherever it may be. It's just a node to their past watching of dinosaurs. Maybe it was their favorite show growing up, something like that. That's one of those displays you could see, like a RoboCop. Maybe somebody bought a Robo. They love RoboCop. They're not into action figures, but they want a little piece of RoboCop. They put it on their desk, and NECA does a heck of a good job at items like that, and Super 7 to some extent as well. And I can see that where that's going with Earl Sinclair, but we'll see. Like I said a little bit ago, maybe they'll build out the whole universe. We'll see what happens there. That could be another one of those shelf killers. As dinosaurs, you know, they're big figures at the end of the day. But Earl Sinclair, hey, A+, pretty much what I expected it to be, and that is pretty good. So there it is, Earl Sinclair from the Dinosaurs NECA line. What are your guys' thoughts? Is this a pickup? Is it a pass? Is it the long game? Is it the no game? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And of course, you made it this far, don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bell, as we got videos every single day. And then some. We got even more content. Can you believe it? More content on Kyle Peterson 2.0. Search out the YouTube channel. Link in the description below. Make sure you subscribe over there, as we got videos every single day and some surprises to come. So stay tuned to all of that over there. And of course, Patreon, your best way to support this channel, all the content it does bring. And of course, early access to all the videos, bonus content, exclusive content, giveaways, Q&As, you name it. It's all going down over there in the old Patreon channel. And best of all, you just support the channel. You can also support the channel at PressTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. And don't forget social media, SirPaul64 on the X, the _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, and on Instagram. So for the dinosaurs, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.